Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott wave update for Bitcoin. I wanted to get this video up because we're at a pretty important level where we can either get a cool off for the next couple days or make new lows. Although I am bullish, this is currently my primary that a fourth wave low is in. And off the significant low here, we have a wave 1 and 2. Our third wave extended just shy of the 1.618. And then we corrected back between the 236 and the 382 of the entire third wave. Important things to pay attention to. We're also at the edge of our pitchfork. I know I've mentioned in other videos that I was concerned we were going to correct below it and come down. That didn't happen, which was a good sign for being bullish, but we're still at an area where it can happen. Just want to be clear, I am bullish. I want this to hold up, but we're at an area where it can. Because we came shy of the 1.618, if this fourth wave holds and we get our 5 waves up to all-time highs for our fifth, I would expect it to be extended. Although I can't give you targets till these waves fill out. I need pivots to pull our Fibonacci levels, right? Okay, so important things to note. We are at the 60 on the RSI for the daily, which has reacted pretty much perfectly for resistance in most corrections. As you can see, every time we hit the 60, we were rejected up here. So if we do come down to those levels we discussed in previous videos, between the 382 and the 50 of the previous fourth wave, I would expect it to happen in this area. But we're going to discuss it on the smaller time frames. I am bullish, just to be clear. I just have to give you the bearish case. You don't want to be caught out to not paying attention, right? And it just collapses on you. So that's where we're at. Okay, down on the 4-hour. Other things to note, I expect a little cool off here is we are at the 618 retracement of the C wave, and we are very close to the 618 retracement of the entire correction. Those are those two 618s you see between 64.26994 and 65.24732. So just be aware, we're at the 60 and at the 618s, so I wouldn't be surprised to see just a little reaction here. Doesn't mean we have to collapse, I just mean a little sideways consolidation. Okay, so we're going to talk about these. So my first one is that we're making an impulse. As we had our diagonal wave 1, 1, 2. We have our 1, 2 with a running flat. We had our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our third, and we're looking for a fifth wave up to the 1.618. Extension of wave 1 off wave 2. That would be at 67.456. To get our third wave, we then get our fourth wave correction, and then we'll pull our fibs and get our zone. But somewhere between 63 and 64 would be our fourth, and our fifth wave would be somewhere around 70,000 to 72,000. At that point, we would make a larger wave 1, looking to add on to the position at the wave 2 after, right? And then we'd be launching up for a wave 3 to all-time highs. So that's scenario 1. In that scenario, if you're trading this, just advice, I usually take the full you can take the full wave. Well, in this case, no, you couldn't. Yeah, you can put it at the 618 as a stop, because a fourth wave should actually hold between the 50 and the 236. And because this was a sharp correction, we should get some sort of sideways, right? And get our third, like so. Or you can put it at the top of this wave 1, because wave 4 can't overlap, right? have to find what that is on your exchange, but on this one it's 59,624.47. So that's if this impulse plays out as it should. That's what you would want to see. Hold those levels, go up for our 5 waves, and you can either take profit there or hedge, which just means go short the same amount of position size and let that ABC play out, and you're just neutral until you get down to the zone, right? With more confidence because you have all the price action. So that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is a diagonal. If this happens, then I would imagine several other cryptos will do the same thing. I'm keeping an eye on things like HBAR, Link. What other ones are looking like that? There's a couple that are looking similar, not quite making the patterns I want to see. So I just want to make people aware of this in case they're in a trade, that it's okay to hedge if you just want to wait till it gets out of these zones. I would get rid of this scenario if we go straight up here to the 1.618, 67,456, because probability shift that it's a third wave. But right now, the pivot from here to here, we're between the 1.236 and 382 at those 618s and at the 60 on the RSI on the daily. That's why I'm a little bit concerned with it. So the way I would label this, they're W, X, Y, or an ABC. And this is wave 1 in a diagonal. After that, I would expect our correction, something like this, come up for our 3rd, come back for our 4th, get our 5th. And then that's our 1 and 2 for a diagonal, right? And we stay above this pitchfork trend line, you can see all right here. And when we get our correction, I will do what I always do, and that's the 618 to the 786 for our 3rd, somewhere in that zone. Get our 4th, overlap wave 1. Doesn't have to, but we'd like to see that, and our wave 5. So just wanted to make you aware of that in case you're in this trade and you got your stop too tight, you might want to consider this as an option as well. So adjust your stops accordingly with that. I did out on the daily. Where is it? Right here. Like to see this area hold as support. You can see we have a lot of previous pivots here. So I'd like to see this area hold. I mean, we can get it like a wick through, but I wouldn't want to see anything sustained below this level. So probably a pretty shy retracement. And if we start coming down aggressively, well then you know your answer. We already talked about that previously. We cannot go below this pitchfork without switching probabilities pretty significantly to the downside. Now we can even get one more move up here and then do this, hit the 1.382, and the other 618 right there at 65,247, but we'll see. I would not be surprised just to see that. Other things I'm looking at here is the volume's not quite where I'd like it to be for a 3rd wave, and not as steep as I'd like it to be. Again, these are just guidelines, they're not rules, but I wanted to see a real impulsive move. Doesn't mean we can't get it. We might just be coming in a little bit slow, but I'm just saying usually it happens a little quicker than that. That's all. So that's why I looked at it today. I'm like, oh yeah, this could definitely be happening right now. Take the stops out above this 4th and then come back, right? Those are areas where a lot of things can happen, as well as this wave 2 here. Wouldn't be surprised to see us even pop there and then do that. Grab the stops above that wave 2. But we shall see. So keep an eye for this. and adjust your trade accordingly if you start seeing this play out, because for all those reasons I mentioned, the two 618s as well as the 60 RSI on the daily, I wouldn't be surprised to at least see a little sideways consolidation, right? Similar to something like this. Just go sideways a little bit, or down at this low, come up to the 60. You can see, get our correction. So we may be doing the same thing. Just wanted to show you guys that. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.